Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here at the 2025 edition of the LA Auto Show. Of course, I had to come by the massive Stellantis booth, and in one brand in particular, Jeep, because there's some big changes happening, and this is one of them. What do we got? This is a 2026 updated, upgraded Jeep Grand Cherokee. But before we get into that vehicle that really set the stage on what would be known as SUVs, let's talk about what's going on here. So it goes back to the 1980s. Watch the Goonies and you would see how that Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee name really made that impact, not only on Chunk and the rest of the crew, but also on the Fratellis. Well, guess what? For 2026, Jeep wants to make a big impact with you, because not only have they made changes to the exterior, but they made changes underneath the hood and of course on the inside. Now, Grand Cherokee, it's been around since the 1980s. It's crazy to think that it's been that long, but it's still here. But what I want to find out is, did Jeep do it right? Are they giving you the engine choice that you want underneath the hood? Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can find out. And I want to show you this new Grand Cherokee. Let's get to it. Right off the bat, love the color. New for 2026. It's really got that copper bronze finish. And it makes sense because think about it. Fratellis, Goonies, Chester Copper Pot. This is actually called Chester Copper Pot color, specific for the Goonies. So a little bit of fun action. No, it's not really called that, but they should have called it that. Or maybe they did. At the front of the business, you'll see that refresh look. Love the way they did the LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights. You got that beautiful metallic copper color. Working our way down, of course, you got to have some fog lamps. And then there's a little bit of flat gray finish. My one zonk is what's going on here. Too much fake vent, too much gloss black. They could have made that functional. They could have done a lot of different things with it. So I am going to zonk that. But with that being said, it does give it a nice, sporty, aggressive look. Now, as we come across the iconic 7-slotted grille, you have your vertical gloss black bars, a little bit of that flat metallic gray, forward-facing camera with a washer. And I like the way they did the flat gray rather than flat black. I think it balances nicely with the gloss black, and especially this color. Now, as we continue our way down, more functionality in the center and even on the bottom portion as well. Some gunmetal along that lower lip. And you'll notice how the gunmetal gray kind of forms a big, huge U shape with that lower trim. But let me know what you think about the updated face of this new Grand Cherokee. Now, as we rise up, hood's gonna be the same, and that's not a bad thing. The soft bend that they do, and then the hard fold crease with the Jeep name, so much history. Coming around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tires. So we have all new wheels. What you're gonna find, gunmetal metallic gray finish. Is a 21-inch wheel. Tires are gonna be 275 on the width, 45 series sidewall, and then just like all the other Jeeps, you have that trapezoidal fender opening. This is one of those signature designs of Jeeps that you see no matter what Jeep you're looking at. I like the way they went ahead and just painted everything all around the fender openings. And of course, you gotta pay that tradition, that homage back to the past, where we have our World War II GI Jeep down there looking good. Nice to have that history. Now, of course, you do have 4x4 with that 2-speed transfer case. We're not talking about, you know, silly modes and things like that. We're talking about the real deal, rear-wheel drive setup with the 2-speed transfer case to get the power down to the ground. But let me know what you think about the wheel style with our particular color on this Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, coming down the side, you do have gloss black on the mirror caps, LED turn signals, 360-degree cameras. Another thing that I like about the Grand Cherokee, especially this one, is the two-tone. Two-tone, I think, fits it well, especially this color. I think it would be a little too over the top. The black cuts it down just enough, and you'll notice how the roof rails blend in because everything is painted black. You do have your flat gray finish that waterfalls into the rear pillar, color match on the door handles, and everything painted with that Grand Cherokee name and the American flag on that front driver's door. Now, coming towards the rear, you do have a nice size on the quarter glass, and then spin it around back. This is where, just like up front, We have some great changes to the back. So you're still gonna get LED lighting, all full LED lighting, that gloss black that connects both sides of the lighting with the Jeep name. I do have to zonk the exposed wiper. I wish that this would be tucked underneath there. You'll also notice the extra camera for your digital rear view mirror with a washer as well. And then working our way down the ground level, like I said, this is a real deal 4x4 with that power getting to all four corners. You have your body color, a little bit of that gray finish. This is that top Grand Cherokee Summit trim. And then this rear cover does come off so that you can do your towing. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about the power of this Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on this 2026 Grand Cherokee, this being the top Summit trim. You are gonna have two engine options, and one of them is all new for 2026. So you're looking at a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine that's 324 horsepower, which is actually 31 more horsepower than the V6, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic. You also have, of course, the V6, that tried and true V6, naturally aspirated, 293 horsepower. This one is 4x4, but you could also get your Grand Cherokee in just rear-wheel drive, and you could tow up to 6,200 pounds with the Grand Cherokee. I guess the bit of news is that you're probably sad right now. I'll go get you some tissues for the snots and for the bugs, because you're probably crying that there's no V8. So don't kill the messenger. It's not my fault, but you only have a choice between a 4-cylinder turbo and the V6. I guess the good news, like I said, is that you have more horsepower than the V6 with the 4-cylinder turbo. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside and see if there's some happy things to talk about with this Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, we're inside this 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee, this being the top Summit trim. I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, you broke my heart. You broke my heart when you said no V8, and then you kicked me in the groin when you said 4-cylinder turbo. Listen, I know how you feel. I didn't do it. Jeep did it. Now, I know you're probably still wondering, well, Joe, tell me how much it is. Maybe it'll make me feel better. So basically what you're looking at is, depending on how you spec it, your base starting entry price for the Jeep Grand Cherokee is $40,000. Your Summit trim like this one is $62,000. But let's see what you get when you go climb the mountain and you reach the summit. To the door panels. Love the style. You have your open pore wood. You have 2 memory seat settings and massage seats for both the passenger and the driver. Easy access massage seat buttons. Down below, look at the crisscross applesauce contrast stitching with all those diamonds. Shine bright like a diamond in the stitching. There is gloss black around the switchgear, so I do have to zonk that. But I love the style of the door panel. It looks really fantastic. Door pocket, nice and large. You'll easily get your 12-inch meatball sub with extra parm from Subway and a large orange Fanta to wash it down. And we have the Macintosh premium sound system. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, you'll notice a bunch of gloss black, but guess what? There's good news and there's bad news. First of all, it's not just gloss black. That's the good news. The bad news is I can't turn this on right now because we are at the auto show, but I could tell you what you're gonna see. 10.25-inch screen right here for the passenger, full touch screen. The open pore wood finish. I like the silver trim and all of the new materials. Slide on in, you have another 10-inch screen. This is gonna be your infotainment system screen with real physical knobs. You do have some switch gear up top, especially to shut off that pesky auto start stop feature. And then working our way down, you have your power on off button for your engine. There is a ton of gloss black, which I'm gonna have to zonk. But the good news is most people, I think, are gonna do that because you have wireless charging with a cooling fan, 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As, an aux jack, an HDMI jack, and a 12-volt. That's actually more jacks and more technology than what Radio Shack had. You do have your toggle switches for your drive modes and to raise and lower this because it does have adaptive air ride suspension. This guy right here is for your Torque Flight 8-speed automatic. There is a lot of gloss black, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know in the comment section. Open this up though, 2 cup holders. If you do that, it's not too bad. But still, there's a lot of gloss black. Love the stitching. I mean, the quality of the leather. Open this up. You have your felt lining, so you can put your Rolex in there and it won't get scratched. And then you lift that bad boy up. And now you could easily put, I would say, 4 Fabergé eggs. And you have a little slot here where you could put your bubblegum cigar. The other thing is that you're gonna get lots of seats that are in leather. So I wanna thank all the cows. We gotta thank them. It's the way of life, right? The circle of life. You wear the cows, you eat the cows, here are the cows. Move on with the leather, the piping, the Summit name. Look at the stitching, real soft. I like that. Power seats for the passenger, for the driver, panoramic power sunroof with the power shade, Alcantara, Mr. Alcantara that lives down the street from you, and you have a digital rearview mirror. Why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel in this updated, refreshed Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, we're inside the business end. This is where you want to be sitting. You have your nice aluminum sill plate, lights up Summit name to greet you at night. And then, of course, you have all of those seat controls. You can move these seats 20 different ways from Sunday. And the fact that you have massage seats for both the driver and the passenger is another nice touch. Trust me, Mama Fratelli would love to have a massage, especially after dealing with her sons as they're going after One-Eye Willie's treasure. I promise you that. I'm 6 feet tall. You got lots of headspace. Steering wheel, looking good. The leather, the one thing I could do without that I have to zonk is this gloss black. Why do we need to bring gloss black into the actual wheel itself? Gloss black on the switchgear, a little bit of silver trim. Love the stitching with the leather on the horn button. You do have paddles to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. And this is a power tilting and telescoping wheel. And you do have that nice large 12.3-inch digital display, which I can't show you for the gauges, but it does illuminate. We will be bringing it to you for the first drive, I promise you that. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat area and see how much room there is in this Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, back seat time in this Grand Cherokee. Love the way they brought the materials. I mean, look at this, the leather, the stitching, even the AC vents in the frame rail looking good. Nice large pockets. You could put some Kit Kats, maybe some Chunky Bar, whatchamacallit bars. I don't even know if they even make those anymore. Baby Ruth. Well, duh, Baby Ruth. Remember? Baby Ruth. Remember? Remember the sloth? I hope you remember. I hope you've seen the Goonies, or you didn't have a childhood or something. And if that's the case, I feel really bad for you. Back command area, you do have heated seats and ventilated seats, just like up front. Dual climate control, more AC vents, a home power source, 2 USB-Cs. And then One-Eye Willie would love to sail back here because check this out. Wow, nice recline, the leather. Pull this forward, you got the armrest, the stitching, and then you have the cargo area, which we're gonna do this a little weird, but we're gonna make it happen. So to get into the cargo area, you could actually slide right back. Look at the room back there. Lots of room. You got your speakers in the lift gate. You have LED lighting in the lift gate. We have a 12 volt and it's all power lift. And don't forget the subwoofer for the Macintosh sound system. Now, I know you want to go for a drive in this. I want to go for a drive in this, especially I'm curious about this 4-cylinder turbo. I'd rather have the V8. I wish I had the V8 in this, but let's wrap it up before they kick us out here at the Jeep booth. All right, guys, always a great time at the Jeep booth here at the LA Auto Show. Definitely want to thank the whole Jeep team getting us access to this updated, refreshed 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Let me know what you think. Did Jeep make enough changes to the Grand Cherokee? Did they make the right changes? Or are you still holding out for a V8? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Gotta give it up to Latte Lori. She's moving the earth, the ground, and the people around all these Jeeps. So thank you, Lori, for flexing your muscles. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.